Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This is my second time filming this because I recorded the first one and it wasn't recording. Okay, that's happened to me a couple times. Okay, it's recording. Y'all, today I'm talking about the classics that I have not read that I really want to read by the end of 2022. I'm not a big classics girl, like I enjoy them, but it's not something that I'm like, ooh, let me go sit down and read a classic all day. Like, maybe, but you know, it's a little out of my comfort zone, even though I have thoroughly enjoyed several of the ones that I've read. So the first one is Persuasion by Jane Austen. I do have this physical copy. It's from Barnes & Noble, but not just Persuasion, but I want to read all the other like main popular works by Jane Austen. So I think it's like Northanger Abbey, Mansfield Park, Emma. I've read Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility, and then I'm sure there's maybe another one or two. I can't remember. I eventually want to read all those. The only one I've read by her is Pride and Prejudice. And look how pretty this cover is. Like, my top is like matching. Ooh. Anyway, so I'd really like to read this, and I don't really know what the premise of this book is, and that's kind of how I want to go into a lot of these, is just, I know they're popular, I know a lot of people love them, or some people don't like them, especially with Jane Austen, so I just kind of want to go in blind, see what I think. So if you've read this, let me know, or any of those other ones that I mentioned by Jane Austen that you think I should read for sure, let me know below. I don't have physical copies for the other books. I'll probably get those from the library and test them out first before I would buy physical copies. I just couldn't pass up that Persuasion copy. It was so beautiful. But, so the next one is Anne of Green Gables. I think it's by L.M. Montgomery. I'm going to have them listed up here in pictures, but if I'm wrong, I'm so sorry, but it's Anne of Green Gables, and I didn't realize it, but that is like a series, and so I'm really interested in that. Miriam did a video on ranking all the classics that she's read and ranking them from her least favorite to her most favorite, and she also mentioned The Blue Castle by the same author, and I just thought the way she talked about it and described it, it's one of her favorites. I truly thought it sounded so good, so I really want to try that and read the whole Anne of Green Gables series. And the next one might be surprising that I've never read this, but it's C.S. Lewis Chronicles of Narnia series. I don't know how many books are in this series, but I have read, or I have seen 2 of the movies, and I really enjoyed the movies. It's not something that I ever thought about reading, and I don't know why. I know my mom, when she was growing up, she went to like a private Christian school in the beginning, and that was part of their curriculum, was reading the Chronicles of Narnia series. And so, I don't know, I would just love to read them and give my thoughts on them. I've never read anything by C.S. Lewis. I want to, but I never have, so that's another series that I would love to read and get through by, maybe not by the end of the year with this whole series of these, like Anne's and Chronicles of Narnia, but at least the first book in each series with those, and just to give my thoughts and opinions. And I can make a video talking about my thoughts on all these books after I've read them. I think that could be fun. Let me know if you'd want to see that. And then the other one is North and South. I'm not sure who wrote that, but I have seen several people talk about it lately, and some people will say it's like a Pride and Prejudice like sort of retelling, and then others are like, no, it's not, this is what it is. Again, I kind of want to go in blind. I don't know too much about it, and I'm excited to read it because Pride and Prejudice is one of my favorite classics. And even if it's not like Pride and Prejudice, that's fine, you know. I actually prefer books like, yeah, they might be similar to some of my favorites, but, you know, I don't want like an exact, like, really similar story, because then I'm just going to compare it to the original that I loved. I don't know, that might sound silly, but yeah, so those are it. Y'all, let me know your favorite classics below. I really would like to get into it more, and eventually read some of the, long loved favorite classic books out there. Let me know what you think I should read first. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a good rest of your week. Bye, guys.